From the center of the universe, Toronto, Ontario, Canada, this is the SDM Show with your host, Rob Cairns. The SDM Show focuses on business, life, productivity, digital marketing, WordPress, and more. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink, and enjoy the show. Here is Rob.
Hey everybody, I'm Rob Cairns. I'm the founder, CEO, and chief creator of Amazing Ideas for Stunning Digital Marketing. In this podcast, I talk to Mr. Todd Jones in his monthly segment, Copywriting with Todd Jones. And we talked about superlatives in copywriting and why not to use them. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Hey everybody, Stunning Digital Marketing is your digital concierge. We help you put the pieces together to make your marketing success. Specialties we have including WordPress design and development, WordPress security, which is one of our most popular offerings, ads, and more. So if you want to succeed in the digital world, go on over to stunningdigitalmarketing.com and have a look at what we offer, and we'd be glad to help you. And let's jump on a call and make it happen. That's stunningdigitalmarketing.com. Hey, everybody, Rob Cairns here. And today I'm with Mr. Todd Jones, and we're doing his segment, Copywriting with Todd. How are you today, Todd?
Well, I'm getting there.
Yeah. We're better off talking copywriting instead of WordPress these days, but that's just the way it is.
I will leave that to Arnold Palmer. I'll leave it to Palmer, and I'll leave it to Mark and whoever else wants to talk to you about that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll move on.
Anyway, we wanted to talk today about superlatives in marketing. So where did you want to start?
Don't do it.
Okay, why?
Simple and direct to the point. I want to give you a couple examples, and then I'm going to refer to three sources because I looked for three sources because I thought, well, I don't want to just come off as Todd don't like superlatives, so don't do it. But I'm going to go with actually two examples. So first one is for your audience. Everybody here is old enough to remember the movie Elf when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, for some of you, that might be your favorite Christmas movie. It's one of mine. I mean, I like that movie. Will Ferrell is a legend, a comedy, and Bob Newhart's in it as well. So this is a really good movie, but everybody knows he's not really an elf, but he's raised by elves at the North Pole at Santa's workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he sets off on this journey to find his roots, basically, to meet his dad. He goes to New York City where his dad lives, and his foster dad and Santa both kind of warned him that he might not like what he sees, but he had to do it anyway. So he goes to New York. He meets his dad. He gets a job in the toy department at a store. And one day he's walking around, I presume Manhattan, and he sees a sign on a coffee shop. You remember what it said?
No.
Best coffee in the world.
Oh, yes.
He runs inside and says, "Yay, you did it. Congratulations. Way to go." And everybody's looked at him like, what in the world is he talking about? And the sign says, "It's the best coffee in the world. You did it. You made the best coffee in the world." Now, in his elf mind, Santa had the best hot chocolate in the world, which he does. I mean, everybody knows, it's well documented that Santa has the best hot chocolate in the world.
No
So
question.
he thought, well, this place, so they use a superlative to exaggerate a claim that wasn't documented or verified, if you will. Now, a better sign might have been voted best coffee in New York by New York Times or something like that.
Yeah,
that would have been a better option. But when you make a claim from a marketing standpoint, and this means you're advertising as well, you have to have, for the sake of your audience, some kind of verification, either like you were voted that or some critic gave you that mantra or whatever. Here's the second example. In the town where I live, Conway, Arkansas, there's a burger store up the street. Now, I don't know if they still have the sign up or not, but they did at one time. I don't drive by there very often. I haven't looked. Best burger in town or something like that.
Yeah.
And I would always kind of roll my eyes when I see that, because up the street on the other side is another pretty good burger shop. Now, I will admit the burger shop that had the sign up is a pretty good burger. I've been there before. They make a really good burger, and it may be the best burger in town by a lot of people's, liking. But to just say it was the best burger in town without like voted by readers of Log Cabin Democrat Gazette or something like that is just, it's not verified. And it lacks sincerity and authenticity when you do that. So those are my three examples. Now, I wanted to get some sources, right? A little bit of sources to kind of verify this. I don't want to just like be superlative about superlatives, right? So I turned to Henneke, who is the author of Enchanting Marketing, as a blog, and she's a really good copywriter. And I thought, well, she found subtle copywriting errors, and her first one is superlative laziness. And basically, she says the same thing. And essentially, what she's saying is it's really lazy. And you what the way you do it, the way you handle it is just what I talked about. You give it some kind of verification. It comes across as inauthentic, not credible. That's the big thing. You hurt your credibility when you use superlatives in copy, content, your advertising. All this is in marketing. Best product, we see this a lot in the WordPress space with plugins, like best contact form plugin. Oh, really? I mean, there are a lot of contact form. Best page builder, according to who? So you could do it, it could be done like, I know you have a jeweler store, and he could be like, I'm sure he doesn't do this, but we're the best jewelry store in the Toronto area.
Yep.
According to who? Maybe
It's all
the Toronto
subjective.
Suns. Yeah, it's very subjective. There's very little credibility. You really hurt your credibility when you do that. So, also found my friend Autumn, who wrote the Grumpy Grammarian copy editing book, and she talked about it as well. And so they talked about, actually, let me go back to another article this lady did. She does a great job of telling you the difference between hyperbole and superlatives. This lady's named Jen Chen, believe it or not. Hyperbole, exaggeration that is unrealistic. And she gave an example. This is so boring, I almost died. Superlative, highest degree of something. The best coffee in New York. She gave that example. So, and she gives some examples like how you would change that kind of thing. But really, in all, everybody kind of agrees, like using hyperbole sporadically can be like a disruptor, cause people to stop. Everybody knows that hyperbole is not realistic, right? I might say, Rob's head is so big you can see it from the moon. Well, that's clearly hyperbole. But that I could be using that as an example about how smart you are. Rob is so smart. His head is so big you can see it from the moon. I'm just trying to heap praise on you, but you don't want to do that regularly in your copy or your content. You want to hit people rarely in your copy content with a hyperbole. But superlatives, unless you can say, that it is verified from a source. Now let's see. Here's some examples that Autumn gives. Bad. We have the fastest sign up ever. So think about a product like some kind of software or whatever. She said, better sign up in 3 steps. So she uses specificity to take what you're trying to say rather than just superlative fest. Here's the next one. Bad. We have the strongest website security. Better. Our security protects 12 million websites from hackers every day. So you
Give
see
some quantification to it.
Yes, exactly. There's some specificity.
Yep.
There is a number. I think numbers and data numbers can be very effective. I like to use them in social proof.
As
It's
long
like
as you as long as you can back the numbers up and you just didn't pull them out of the air, which some marketers do, by the way.
yeah, exactly. Like it's like 70% of all
Yep.
percentages are made up, right? Uh, and then I made up that 75%, right? I
Mm.
always thought about McDonald's. They used to have something up like 2.6 billion burgers served daily or whatever. I'm
Yep.
sure it's a quantifiable number that you can find somewhere, but it speaks to the breadth of how big McDonald's is across the world. And
Mm.
when in the 80s, when I was seeing that, it's pretty impressive as a kid. Oh, well, yeah, it doesn't matter if they're the best burger or not. Maybe they're the most eaten burger or something like that.
Yeah. True.
The next one I thought was interesting is because we're talking about burgers. She says, we have the tastiest burgers in town. That's a bad example of using superlatives. But a better example is 87% of our customers buy a second burger.
Yeah.
I like that one. And then she does one with logo. Our logo package is the most popular. Better,
Mm.
97% of our customers choose the logo package.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you make I'm going to read the next example because I think it's good. We have the most interesting content on the internet. Very vague, very general, but it's the most interesting, right? And the
Yeah.
better one, she says, our articles are shared by more than 27 million people every day. So she says, get rid of the superlatives to add credibility to your copy. It's easier than taking your clothes off in front of a handsome technician. So that is actually hyperbole, right? She uses
Mhm.
hyperbole to illustrate the point. So I it frustrates me, Rob, because I see it in SaaS companies. I see it in everyday businesses who
Regular
use,
companies do it,
yeah,
retail do it, restaurants do it
yeah,
all the time, and it drives me insane.
yeah.
And
And
I
a lot of times they put it in their headlines and their titles, and you're like, that doesn't, you are not the best IT company in Toronto. You might be the one that serves the most people or have the most companies or some other verifiable quantity, but you're not the best. Like, for instance, let's take stunning digital marketing. You could say this is superlative, the best website security company in all of North America. Or you could say over 400 companies trust their website security to stunning digital marketing. See, there's a difference because I know you have about what 400 websites in your care.
422.
Yeah, and that's that. If you say it's per company, then some of those companies have more than one website. But say you do it for 350 companies. 350 companies trust their website security to studying digital marketing. That's way better than saying we are the best website security company in all of North America. Big
By,
difference.
by the way, you just changed one of the headlines on my website as we go. Thank you.
On the fly,
Mhm.
no
On
charge.
the fly. Anything else you want to add about not doing superlatives in marketing
You
and
know,
copywriting?
we typically see that in headlines and titles and stuff like that, but you're making an exaggerated claim, and in really, you could be there are times like, let's take Nike,
Yep.
Coke.
Yep.
Those could make claims for, like, Nike. I don't wear Nike because I have a very wide foot, so I use New
So,
Balance.
so do I actually for that
Yeah.
same reason. Shout out
Yeah,
to New
exactly.
Balance.
But
Unsolicited.
it's hard to deny that Nike is probably the most used sports tennis shoe on the planet. I mean, I could be wrong. I
Iconic.
don't. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I can't verify that, but they could make some sort of claim in that neighborhood just because and really the story. I mean, they brought out the movie a year or two ago, the Michael Jordan story, and I hadn't watched
Yep.
it, but that is like how they were nobody, and they took a gamble
If,
on Michael Jordan. And now they're
if you
probably the most well-known shoe company on the planet.
if you want to read more about Nike, I would strongly recommend the book Shoe Dog, the autobiography of Phil Knight, the founder of Nike Corporation. It kind of spells out how he started another firm, a Chinese who drop shipped and had a falling out, and then got created Nike out of the ashes of that. And It's one of the best autobiographies in the retail space corporations I've ever read. So go read it, by the way.
When you have these mammoth companies that,
Yep.
Procter and Gamble, like it itself as a brand isn't well known so much, but their brands under their umbrella is well known. So
Tide
much
for
so that now Procter and Gamble is known.
yeah.
But Coca-Cola is probably not a more popular soft drink on the planet. I mean, I could be wrong. I mean, it's not verifiable per se, but I'm sure they have the biggest client base. They are the
They do.
most, with their brand awareness is the most, thanks to the polar bear and
Yep.
the old 70s song, I'd like to teach the world to sing. Remember that? Those
Yep.
two particular advertising campaigns have created a giant brand awareness. So, what a lot of people try to do is copy these kind of companies. Well, most companies can't copy those companies because they are huge and they
Mm-hmm.
have this brand awareness that and if you're the top of the food chain, metaphorically speaking, you can do that. The
Yep.
rest of us, now, but what I would say is take advantage of specificity for you handle over 420 websites. If you've got some kind of verifiable number that you can point to, that is a better way to go than just lazily throwing out best or greatest.
I would agree with you strongly. Some really good tips here. As I said, read the book Shoe Dog if you want to learn more about how Nike built. One of my favorite reads. You want to learn a little bit about more how McDonald's was built, because Todd mentioned McDonald's. Go read the book called The Founder, the Croc story. It's about the founder of McDonald's. Well
Yeah.
put. You can read that one as well. There's also a documentary on Netflix called The Founder, based on the book. But I would suggest reading
Yeah, I
the book
watched the movie.
first. But
I
it's
never did
still
read the book.
Ray Kroc, and it's still
Yeah.
very enticing. But
And,
people
and
don't. Re-
he what he did, and we're straying away from our topic here, but
Mhm.
what he did was learn how to productize creating the burger.
What he
And
did
yeah.
more than that, though, Todd. What he did was realized how to create burgers to sell real estate. Because let's be honest,
There's that too.
McDonald's
Yeah.
McDonald's is a real estate company, not a burger company. Anybody who wants
Yeah.
to shoot me, feel free to email me, and I'll have that conversation
No.
with you offline.
Yeah,
And
absolutely. But anyway, but that's my topic of choice today.
yeah,
And before you get ready to say we have the best burger in town or whatever, pause for just a minute and see how you can reframe that based on something that's somewhat verifiable.
Thanks for, as always, for bringing gold to the podcast. This is gold. You've already rewritten one of my headlines today, so keep going. The best dirty little secret, as you know, is the podcaster gets its own private masterclass, which I get every week.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a great
All
day,
right.
Mr.
Appreciate it.
Jones. Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for listening to the STM Show. The STM Show is brought to you by Stunning Digital Marketing, your digital concierge. For all your digital marketing needs, especially WordPress security, jump on over to stunningdigitalmarketing.com and let's help you put the pieces together and make your business succeed in the marketing realm. That's stunningdigitalmarketing.com. A very special thank you to Todd Jones for joining me on this edition of the STM Show. This podcast is dedicated to my late father, Bruce Cairns. Dad, I love you. I miss you very much. And thanks for all the inspiration over the years and your caring, your understanding, and helping me grow as an individual. Thank you, Dad.